Hey yo everyone, I am Ignium, and this is the next episode in the God of War Ghost of Sparta playthrough. So, let's get to it. There we go again, even though we died and went through this part again. And I'm going to continue my anti-capitalistic rant. Because indeed, as I was saying before, you are owned. Regardless of what you think, you are a slave of capital. And it's not a, oh, just like profit, no, I don't say in that manner. I like to be a realist, and can I break that? How the fuck am I supposed to break this one and go inside of it? I can't... Get up, Kratos. I can't attack while I'm doing whatever the fuck in here? Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's how you do it. I can't attack while I am on the thing, but I can attack while I'm jumping. Okay. I think it is almost close to the part where we start like getting regular orbs for those. Because we're almost close to getting all of the thingies. So yeah, you people these days, they exist only as resources. They're tools. And it's not the whole, oh, sheep, although it's kind of partially true, but not 100%. You're just, that's just true to it. People just exist to be robots to industries, and because for example, it's the harbor of Atlantis, home to the greatest armada in the lands of Greece. It is renowned as a center for trade, knowledge, and progress throughout the world of man. You could, for example, in countries where there's like a bunch of people, for example, in China, India, in locations like that, you see clearly how companies in those countries treat people as programmable robots. It's clear that if you don't have a machine that does whatever it is that you want. Is that Atlantis? Did it got like completely like taken by the sea? Interesting. But in those countries, it is clear to see how... I see. It is clear... Fucking hell. It is clear how companies treat people in there as programmable robots, because you can just teach them. It is easier to teach like a bunch of people to do a certain job than it is to try and create a machine, and it's cheaper. So unless you reach the point where creating such a machine, such a robot or whatever the fuck, is cheaper than hiring a bunch of people to do that job, sure. Until it reaches that point, they keep like hiring people and just throwing people at it until the solution is, until the problem or like the product is mass produced. Well, I forgot about the spells that I have. There we go, this one, balls and rotating thingies. I wonder if it does. I have a bunch of shit. Why don't I upgrade the shit that I have? Maybe the Horn of Boreas, although I barely use it. I barely use the Eye of Atlantis as well, Terra's Bane. I could upgrade this one. It increases the fire damage and has increased regeneration. Why the fuck didn't I upgrade this one before? Improve the Searing Core. I think that is the explosive bomb thingy. Explosions have increased damage. Seems like it is indeed. And the good thing about this is that I can just activate and just keep attacking non-stop until they fucking die. I don't like that it stopped in there. I have an increased regeneration, makes it faster. I forgot that these guys can grab me. Explode. Is it going to like do damage? Yeah, it did. Even while mid animation. Last one? Seems to be. Is there a key to me? Doesn't look like him. But yeah, you can see how on countries where there's, as I said, a bunch of people just throw like people at whatever problem it is, and it's not like this is something that is new. Mind you, for example, in Egypt, you just threw like that. Now the thing that I was explaining will make more sense because I was able to find the analogy for it. In Egypt, when like the pharaohs weren't able to do things faster, they just threw more people. The people that they threw at problems were slaves. Now, companies pretty much do the same thing. And do you think that the companies throwing their workers? That's the thing. No, they're throwing the slaves. Because the companies treat like workers as slaves. It's just, oh, but you pay them for it. But yeah, it is. You pay money, and that is the differentiation between worker and a slave, because you don't get paid as a slave. But when you are a slave, you get housing, you get food, you get clothes. You don't get entertainment and things, but you pretty much get everything. Like, you are free in a way to live, even though it's a fucked up life, but you're free to live. You don't need to pay to live besides the payments of the work that you do. And there's the whole thing, like, if you don't work, you're gonna get killed, sure, but that is literally you're paying for your life. In a capitalistic society, even though you're working, and they keep telling you that this is better than slavery because you are free to go wherever you go, but you don't gain enough money to have housing. Clothing gets more and more expensive by the day, and it reaches a point where you barely are able to feed yourself and have a house. So, wouldn't being a slave be better, in a sense? I mean, there's the beatings and all that shit, but remove all of the human.
We are ready to set sail.
Sure, back in the boats, and we still don't fucking know how we got in the boats in the beginning of the first game.
Raging abyss lay the answer to a question he was not yet prepared to ask. Was Deimos still alive?
Sure. Yeah, the guys are here. Could it be that there is a game over situation here in which all of the Spartans in here die and then the boat sinks or whatever because no one is controlling the boat? Although I don't see a bar anywhere that then notes that this is going to be happening. Oh, that was a mistake. I pressed the wrong button. Wait a second, I can attack my own soldiers. What the fuck? Kratos is just completely insane. Oh, the spells are going to attack them as well. Doesn't seem like a good thing at all if they're dead. Fucking Kratos, man. Is he going to attack the guy in the back as well? Yeah, apparently I can't attack him. Can I? No, I can't. So he's like immortal, at least in my attacks. But yeah, if you remove all of the human, what is the word that I'm looking for? What is the thing of the human convention and all new says that you can't do that to people and shit like that? Human rights, yeah. Removing the human rights violations and all of those other things. Slavery seems better than being a worker sometimes. Like for example, imagine, think like that. If a company just goes at you, oh, yo, if you work for us, we are going to pay for all of your expenses. I mean, to a reasonable degree, but we are going to pay for everything. Wouldn't you get that job? Wouldn't you a company just says, well, we're going to pay for housing. You're going to have guaranteed housing. You're going to have guaranteed food. You're going to have everything paid for it. Like some entertainment here and there, like a shared console for the slaves. Doesn't that sound like a dream job? Weird, isn't it? So if a dream job is more close to slavery than being a worker, doesn't that say a lot about how bad being a worker is? Is it Zeus throwing thunder at us? Or is it like Poseidon? Because as far as I understood, Poseidon can kinda throw some thunder at us. Balls. So yeah, I stand by my anti-capitalism ideas. Because boy, do I fucking hate capitalism. I mean, it could work. It could. I hate when people say, oh, that is the only system that worked so far. Yep. Did we even try the other ones? Like, did we even really? Because as far as I understand, as soon as capitalism started, capitalism's sole existence is trying to prevent that capitalism stop existing. Because it could be said, oh, but then communism is way worse, and then socialism, I mean, although socialism is the opposite, not communism. Is it? No, communism is a different thing. It's not a political thing, communism is not opposite to democracy, I think? I don't remember, I always confuse these both things. I don't remember if communism is opposite to democracy and socialism is the opposite of capitalism. You get the idea. It could be said that, oh, every single time that the people tries communism or socialism, it fails because it doesn't work, whatever the fuck, blah blah blah. I hear that a lot. And it's the whole mantra when someone talks about capitalism being bad. I didn't get the chest in there. Yeah, and possibly I won't be able to get... Get up, Kratos. Jesus, it almost looks like he's not able to. Because he wasn't. That is a scripted section, I think, and then it shows game over. That would be fun. Is that a Poseidon thingy? Are we going to kill Poseidon in this one? I don't recall if we killed Poseidon in some other ones. I mean...
You have desecrated my kingdom! I shall not forget this, ghost of Sparta! You will answer for this affront!
I don't remember if he's still alive on the other ones. I don't recall. I remember seeing a guy, kind of bluish guy, straight flesh, a kind of bluish guy on the ending for God of War 2, but I don't recall if it was Poseidon or not. I think it is. But I don't think they will be renegated to being killed in this game. Yeah, I don't have anything. But yeah, whenever communism and socialism or whatever the fuck was developed or tried to, there is the whole thing about, well, let's bring democracy to them. You wonder what that means? It's just well, let's prevent socialism from happening. And if you are American, as most of the audience for my videos seem to be, oh, we need to go faster. It could be that you might think right now, oh, that's not how it is. It is because you weren't taught that in school. There is a lot of history that is not taught for Americans. Mostly the parts of history that kind of puts Americans in a bad, like, vision. But outside of the US, those things are taught to people. Like, even in Brazil, we were taught, like, a lot about how there was a lot of, not influence, I forgot the word. Lord Poseidon, the god of the seas, took dominion of the oceans when the Olympus ascended to power. The kingdom of Atlantis was erected in his honor by his followers and the many statues built in his image. Around the city were constructed as integral... What? Around the city were constructed... were constructed as integral parts of the structure and mechanisms of Atlantis. Although it still doesn't make sense. At least not to me. But then in Brazil, for example, we were taught a lot about how the US meddles with a lot of the South American governments for a long time. whenever like something happens in South America, there was the... Does this work? Yeah, it does. There was the US coming. It was possibly like CIA or FBI agents just coming around to disrupt shit, disrupt the governments, and like fuel rebellion, and in order to disrupt the governments, destroy the governments, and then after the rebellions are able to take control of the governments, then CIA and FBI comes around and takes control of the rebellion, and then they install a president or whatever the fuck that is loyal to them, that is going to follow whatever the fuck it is that the CIA or FBI says. It is like, whew, it happens so many times, like way too many times. And that's not often taught, as far as I understand, in US schools. Not as, unless you go to a strict history major or whatever the fuck. And sometimes even not then. So you can see how capitalism and democracy is placed around in order to mostly just prevent... Because, for example, if you have a system that like, explores workers and just like gives them a miserable life, you wouldn't want to see a system that gives better lives to workers, because at the end of the day, the workers are the backbone of any society. In the same way that in the field of system, the villagers or like the people regardless of which system it is. I can kill those guys, can't I? Yeah, just by getting close, they get scared. I was wondering that. Yeah, fuck off. Give me help. I mean, let's embody the Kratos thingy. I wouldn't do this if it was on any other regular game. For example, Survivor. I played the entirety of the game without hitting a single person, and then I accidentally hit a guy and then I fucked up everything. I hate that. I fucking despise having the fact that happens. It's gonna fall. I don't think that's healthy to swim, that's modern. But yeah, if you have it seems like there was something to the... I want to go back. Mr. Krabs, I want to go back. So yeah, if you have a system that abuses the people, you need to keep the system working and prevent any other system that doesn't abuse the people from showing up. Because if people start seeing that they're being... Oh, this is going to be another one of those in which I can't cross it. I can try and see whatever was on the other side again. This is definitely going to be one of those. I fucking despise it. It is a good thing that those chests can be acquired in other locations. It is not a fixed location. Yeah, shut the fuck up, just fall and die. It is not a fixed location where the chests for the upgrades are. It is not exactly random, but they are spread around in locations where, yeah, we can jump towards there. There's nothing there. But yeah, if... for example, during slavery periods, when the slavery ended in the US itself, and in other countries as well, there was, even before certain, like, slavery really ended, was considered, like, over, there were other, like, for example, let's just use the farm example. There were farms where the owners didn't treat their slaves as... Thanks, random motorcycle. There weren't farms that treated owners that treated their slaves as full 100% slaves and just like beated them at all times. They just like were treated like people. It was like very rare farms, but it were like they existed. And even back then, I'm quite sure that there was you could like search in history books and shit to that is a real thing, that some slaves like wanted to flee from a farm only to go to another farm where conditions were better. Because you couldn't exactly flee forever. But if the only choices were, well, we either work in a farm that treats us like complete ass, or we work in a farm where we're kind of treated like people, it would, like, that is an easy choice to make. So even then, if you apply that reason, that logic, to working under a system that treats you better and working under a system that exploits you, you would, of course, want to go to the system that treats you better. Balls. And no, not that one. Electroshock. And icy. Oh, don't look at the amount of orbs. Why didn't I upgrade these as well? I don't think I'm going to die to him. What should we upgrade next? Arms of Sparta, maybe? Increased damage, Ares Barrage, and Ares Vengeance. Ah, there's a bunch of dogs, like, barking outside. Hopefully it's not going to be grabbed by the maximum. Charge and square. Could it be? Oh, God damn it, my throat. Could it be just holding R1? Oh, it is indeed. Oh, that's nice. I like it. Sure. So yeah, capitalism and democracy just keeps existing in order to keep itself existing. And to keep exploiting people and making people's lives miserable. So no fucking way I'm going to... Oh damn, my throat again. No fucking way I'm going to be in favor of capitalism. And people might say, oh, if you had a company, you would understand. No, I wouldn't. Eventually, I intend to have a game development company. Eventually. When is that going to happen? I don't fucking know. I still have a lot to live, and that could happen in the future. I mean, that won't... It's not a that could happen in the future. It's just a case of when, and not if it will. And I already have a bunch of plans of how to properly pay people, like have sharing bonuses and like a lot of that. And like not making the life of whatever workers that I hire miserable. And it's not the whole thing about, oh, if you work for us, you're family as well. No, that's just lies. There's another hidden wall behind a hidden wall? Phoenix Feather smacks magic. And bird flu. What the fuck? What the fuck kind of achievements now? Minotaur horn. Only one missing. If we got the one way in the back, we could have gotten the... What? Only a guy in here? You know what? Fuck you. Let me just test this one on you. What does this do? Oh, that was nice. Is there anything else in here? So yeah, I have like several ideas on how to proceed with those. How to proceed with properly like hiring workers in a manner that is like just and correct, instead of just going, oh, what is the color of his skin? Are you the color of do you have the color of the skin that we need to hire for now? Welcome to the job. It's just like, ugh, that is like despicable. That is racism. That is like a form of disguised racism. Because if you, like, what racism is, it is when you treat a person different because of the color of his skin. Isn't hiring someone because of the color of his skin treating that person differently? Regardless if it is like a positive or a negative thing. If you just go to, oh, it is beneficial to me if they if they treat me better because of the color of my skin, aren't you just being racist as well? Do you see the amount of rants that I can go? Oh boy, the amount of thingies. The amount of shit that I can talk about. That is one of the reasons why I am as well doing these videos, because I just want to... if I am able to at least not really convince, because I don't speak things in trying to convince people. I couldn't give less of a shit for what the things that you believe in. You can go and live your goddamn motorcycle again. You can go and live your life however you want. You can believe in whatever the fuck you want. I couldn't give a shit. But if I can show to you the things, the way I believe these things to be is that knowledge is a seed. You can't convince people to believe in whatever kind of... Is it going to be a time thing? It is going to be, innit? Yeah, I hear the text. I think I will need to... It is going to end exactly when I open it. Oh, it's a time thing on both sides. Well, fuck that then. Let's go up, see if there's something hidden up here. Yeah, there's definitely going to be at least the broken thingies. No, it doesn't work. But knowledge is a seed. You can't like convince someone to believe into anything. You can't, and even belief. I mean, belief. I take belief as a word in a different manner, not regarding religion or anything like that. Belief is, to me, is just something that you believe to be true, because you can't. There's the whole distinction about there are factual things. And then there are beliefs. A fact is something like, if I throw this thing up, it is going to fall down. That's a fact. You can change that, unless in very specific situations, but in most of the places, that is a fact. That is like just a matter of true and false. And then there's beliefs. A belief is something that it could either be true, or it could be false. It depends. It could be false at a certain moment, and it could be true at another moment. Like, for example, it could be false in the past, and it could be true in the future. That is what... somehow the thing is not closing. So that is what I consider to be a belief. And you could apply that to religion as well, because, for example, a religion could be... It could make sense in the past for you to believe a religion, and that's how things are, but after you learn more things and science starts to become setting up. I'm using the wrong words for this. And you can, it makes no sense for you to have beliefs in religions anymore, because you... There I go again. There I go with another rant. Now religion. My positions about religion are very specific as well. And the whole, because, mind you, I don't hate religion. Religion, if you don't know 100%, religion is the beginning of science. You can't have science without religion. Because religions are born out of a desire to understand natural, like, phenomena. And it is an attempt at, fuck you, it is an attempt at explaining how certain things are. Like that to you. Phew, boy. It is an attempt at explaining things. And when you start being able to explain things with factual knowledge, that is when science develops. That is when... Can I throw this one to him as well? I can't. Oh, just take the wrapped one. So that's like why I say I don't hate religion. I could say that I am a man of science, but if I say that I am a man of science, I can't denounce religion entirely, because, as I said, religion is the base of science. So that's I don't recall where I was going through with the whole rant. Oh boy, memory. Oh yeah, I recall. Seeds of knowledge. Since knowledge, you can't convince someone to have a specific, like, belief in something. You can only plant the seeds. You can just show the person, so, hey, here's how things are. Here's how things, like, work. You might not believe this now, but it could be that now that you have the seeds planted, it could be that this seed, like, grows. Can I fall? It could be that the seed grows and you acquire more knowledge around it, and eventually it becomes a full plant and you have the full knowledge behind that thing. Or it could be that you decide to kill that seed and just fuck it. decide to not nurture the knowledge. But that's your problem, not mine. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time.